All right, we'll get you our best bets later this afternoon. The Jays were in action this afternoon, and they won 6-0. Vladdy took another ball off the forearm. He left the game. X-rays came back negative, but all hell was breaking loose between these two teams. And two-game series, both teams get a win. Jays now facing Boston tomorrow night, and the Yankees will be in town early next week. So it's going to be a fun week and a half for the Jays. It's been a fun week and a half in the NBA. Lots of action. The NBA draft last night taking place, and second round continuing tonight. And then we got free agency right around the corner, and we expect the Raptors to be active. And a man that's always on top of things when it comes to the Raptors joins us now. Here's our TSN Raptor analyst, Jack Armstrong. There he is. How we doing, Jack?
How you doing, guys? Hey, look, I had to battle traffic on the Don Valley Parkway parking lot for like an hour and a half, and I'm sitting here in an empty studio. You guys got the life, man. What's going on?
Yeah, I know.
Jack, isn't that Don Valley Parkway the biggest joke on earth coming up here at like 2 in the afternoon? Anytime after noon,
It's
it is
brutal.
It's disgusting.
And look, I grew up in New York, so the Long Island Expressway, the Belt Parkway, the Brooklyn Queens Expressway, the Cross Bronx Expressway. But I'll tell you what, the Don Valley's right there at the top of the list of being one of the all-time worst roads.
Yeah,
it's
you're
insane.
right.
And we got the Gardner traffic as well, but I'm here. I found my way to get here for you guys.
I love
I'm
it.
sitting here by myself.
Well, you don't want to be around us, Jack.
Yeah.
We're a pain in the ass.
I miss
for
you
everything.
guys.
Well, we miss you, and it's great to see you. And I'm going to ask about the pick first. Let's begin with who the Raptors took 9th overall last night out of South Carolina, Colin Murray-Boyles. I don't think it was a surprise. I mean, I think that was the range he was expected to go in. But tell us, what kind of player do you think the Raptors got here, and do you think they've made a wise decision in taking him 9th overall?
Well, that was the neighborhood he was in.
Right.
To your point, Brian. I think when you look at him, is he a complete, polished offensive player at this point? No. Is he an outstanding, elite-type defensive player who brings incredible energy, like that top 1%? A guy that you're definitely going to want in your locker room and want part of your program? Yes, absolutely. So he's got a lot of really cool winning attributes about him. And now it's about, dotting the I's and crossing the T's in terms of getting some polish in his game so that he's at a point where down the road he becomes a well-balanced, all-around player. But I love the intangibles. There are measurables there that are really good, but there are also the things that he brings to the table that, quite frankly, winning teams have. And so I like where he's at. And as we know, it's a jigsaw puzzle here. We got the second round tonight, and then obviously free agency next week. So it's an incomplete picture. So who's to say who will be on this team come October when you get to training camp? But if you're loyal to your board, and he was the 9th guy rated on your board, or the top guy available, whatever case you want to put, then you got to pick him, because it's all about adding talent, and you could always mix and match and move people later.
What was your thought process on, we'll call it, his reaction that kind of went viral?
I don't get all worked up over this stuff, because to me, I'm of the opinion a lot of these guys, they go, man, what a journey it's been on, and here I am, I made it. I can't blank and believe it, I made it. And the other part of me, too, is the fact that, I think we get so obsessed with what people think of us, and I really don't care about that. I care about the fact that, hey, you're coming in as an employee, and it's your job to please us, not our job to please you. It's not my job to make you happy. It's your job to make me happy. And then when you start producing, I'll do a little more to make you happy. And look, O-Dog and Noodles, you guys have been professional athletes. When you put up numbers and you produce, you get a little more sugar.
Yeah.
And when you don't get it done, you get a little less sugar and you get a boot in the ass. So in my opinion, I don't care about what some 19 or 20-year-old kid thinks. And quite frankly, I think it was just a natural reaction to him saying, man, I can't believe I'm here and I made it. And even if he meant it in a different way, I don't care. Doesn't bother me in the least.
Maybe you heard about that Parkway, man, that we keep talking about. So I got to drive up the DVP.
You know
for
what?
the next
I
10
could
years.
relate to how he feels.
Yeah, that might have been what he was really kind of relaying last night with Jack Armstrong. And I think if you're a Raptor fan, like you said, Jack, a lot could still be changing. But as of now, you presume Brandon Ingram's going to be a Raptor next year. You got to believe Murray Boyles will be a Raptor next year. So those are two pieces that are going to be their opening night. I don't know how much, Murray Boyles is really going to factor into this team. We'll see. Likely a depth player to start his career, of course. But Ingram's going to play. Like, Ingram will be in the starting five and putting up numbers. So if you put Ingram on this team, Murray Boyles on this team, another year Jacoby Walter growing up, Grady Dick another year. Again, presuming these guys are here. If you're a Raptor fan, how much growth can you expect just based on what we already know could be kind of happening going into next season?
Well, two things. Number one, Orlando made a good deal getting Desmond Bain. I thought Atlanta made a good deal getting Porzingis in the last year of his contract. There's a little carrot on the stick for Porzingis to have a really good year because he's in a contract year. And I think he and Trae Young will be an interesting combination. And then on the flip side, you have the Achilles injuries, unfortunately, to Damian Lillard, Jason Tatum, and now Tyrese Halliburton that impact three of the top teams in the Eastern Conference. Now, you still have New York that will be very good. You have Cleveland that will be very good. They have some things they got to clean up with their cap. But ultimately, I think if you're an Eastern Conference team like Toronto, you should look at yourself and say, why not us? Detroit got into the top six last year, and they were a complete, utter disaster for a number of years. And, you add Brandon Ingram, and quite frankly, to use a college term, they redshirted him. They never even played him. So to me, I think they should feel pretty good about they've improved their talent level. They added a nice young piece last night. They'll add something tonight with the 9th pick of the second round. And I fully expect them to try to be active, if at all possible, here in the coming days in terms of trade. So do I think what we're talking about right now is what the roster is going to be when they get to training camp October 1? I'd say no.
With Jack Armstrong. So in terms of what else went down last night, Cooper Flag, we all knew he was going number one overall. If Anthony Davis is healthy, Kyrie's going to opt out and re-sign, and we believe he'll come back healthy.
Yep.
Like, do you see Flag stepping right in and having a massive impact? And could you see the Mavericks, now you got KD in Houston. You got a couple of, teams down in Texas who are chasing that Oklahoma City team in the West. Who do you think will have, where does Cooper Flag and the Mavs come into play in terms of your pecking order?
Well, great situation, number one. I mean, he's going to be playing for a guy that's a Hall of Fame player as his coach, and Jason Kidd, who's one of the all-time great leaders and just intelligent players we've had. And then he's playing with three guys that will end up in the Hall of Fame, and Klay Thompson, Anthony Davis, as well as Kyrie Irving. And now, unfortunately, Kyrie Irving might be out for a good percentage of the year, which is difficult to deal with. But if they're able to upgrade in terms of playmaking, I think they have a very good team. He walks into a winning program. Imagine going to play for Charlotte or Washington, one of those horrible teams. I mean, that's bad. I mean, so he's coming into a great situation with tons of leadership. They've been a winning program. They were in the NBA Finals 2 years ago. Yeah, they messed up the whole Luka Doncic thing. I get that. But for a kid like Cooper Flag, I think it's an incredible opportunity for him to thrive immediately. And as big a market as Dallas is, I still think he's blessed not having to play in L.A. and New York where people lose their minds. So I think for him, any market but those two, I think it would be great for him, and I think he's going to really have an excellent pro career.
So who do you think has a better chance at winning a title next year then, the Mavericks or the Lakers?
Ooh, good question.
Yes.
Ooh, good question. I would, if Kyrie were healthy, I'd say Dallas. So I give a slight edge to the Lakers. I would say that, I hope Luka comes back a little better in shape than he was. cut down on a few hot dogs, cut down on a few cold beverages, and come in just a little better shape. Now, look, he's like the Babe Ruth of basketball. He enjoys, hey, Babe Ruth could pretty good.
He hit 714 home runs.
So everyone says, his fitness, this, that, the other thing. I get all that. But, hey, man, he dragged your team to the NBA Finals the year before. So I'm not sure what they were thinking there. But nonetheless, you're playing with LeBron. There's a higher standard now. And that dude's going to hold you accountable. So I'm really curious to see now a full year of the pressure and accountability of being a Laker with a new ownership group coming in. And believe me, you look at what they've done with the Dodgers, those people don't mess around. You better get it done. And so to me, a contract extension pending, I think he's got a lot to be ready for.
Jack, one of the craziest things in sports is when the Knicks just didn't have a guy in mind when they fired Teaves. I thought, like, your hometown team, maybe you were going to insert yourself into the operation.